Hey everybody, my name is Matt Thompson. I'm a video and audio producer, content creator, and AV consultant. Now that we've gone over the tech and how it all works, it's time to make some content. We're going to do some simple audio recordings, and as we go, we'll make some hardware and software adjustments to get the most out of your recording. Like we mentioned before, a digital audio workstation, or DAW, will be needed for this exercise. There are a ton of different programs out there. Today, we're going to be focusing on Audacity. Audacity works on PC, Mac, and Linux operating systems. There is no mobile or tablet version, but check your device anyway. There may already be an audio DAW pre-installed on it. Head to audacityteam.org to download, install, and find out more. For my hardware, I've got my microphone input, which will be a shotgun mic and USB adapter, all the cables to connect them, set of headphones so I can hear myself and monitor my sound, and my instruments. I'll break out a few acoustic instruments, which I'm not very good at, fair warning, my voice, and my hands. So when you first open Audacity, you'll see something like this, a basic layout with some play, record, and pause and stop buttons, something very familiar to a lot of people already, but you'll also see a couple of extra buttons here and drop-down menus. The first one's going to be the microphone. This is going to be your input device, depending on where you're getting the sound from. In this case, I want to make sure that I'm going to be selecting the microphone, in this case the Shure Digital. My recording I'm going to make just as a mono recording, which is one signal. I'll get to the difference between mono and stereo in a minute. And the speakers, in order to hear myself through the headphones, I want to make sure it's coming out of the same device instead of like the speakers on my computer or an extra monitor. So in this case, I want it to be the same as the input. Up here, you can click to start monitoring. And while you may not necessarily hear anything yet, you will see the graph starting to go up, the bar graph starting to go up and down. That'll give you a good idea of your monitoring. Like I said before in the previous video, you want to be able to monitor visually first. That way, you're not getting confused with audio, volume, gain, and all the extra things. Even my talking seems really, really loud. I seem to be clipping. So I'm going to back down the gain a little bit and see if that's a little bit better. Now, of course, I'm not going to be talking. I'm going to be playing an instrument, in this case, an acoustic guitar. The microphone's pointed pretty close to the instrument itself. And the microphone's just below camera here. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're just going to record a basic scale. And stop. Now, as you can see, as each note is being played, it is being shown as a waveform graphic in the audio DAW. You can see where each note is played, and you can also see, in this particular case, because it's a guitar and the note decays after you hit the initial string, you actually see the decay happening with each string. Let's just play it back. Now you can tell that the microphone is still very, very hot. Did you hear it at the very top where it was? Let's just see if I can find a perfect example here. You hear that clipping at the very, very top? That means the signal is damaged, and you want to be able to back it off the gain a little bit. So I'm going to try a little bit more. Now see, if I'm talking, you'll probably notice that it's a lot quieter now. And when I play a note, you can see the graph not quite hitting the zero, just at the -6 level. That's a perfect way to stop. We'll select, delete, and try again. Now, waveform is a little bit nicer. Don't see any clipping. Let's just play it back. Perfect. Now, a couple of things you can do right away if this is your sample that you want to play with is you can get rid of some of the beginning and end here. I always record more than what you're actually going to need. Give yourself plenty of time in case there's a mistake or something like that. Don't try and hit record and then play right away. Give yourself an extra couple of beats. After all, it's not like magnetic tape. You can use as much or as little time as you want. It's not going to cost you anything. So we'll delete the very front. of this clip, and we'll delete the very end of this clip. Let's play it one more time right from the beginning. In the previous video, I had mentioned some of the common effects that are used in audio sources. Things like compression, gate, reverb, and echo. Let's just play around with a couple of these right now and see what we got. Let's play this clip one more time. You can hear a little hiss in the background, and you can also, it's kind of dry. There isn't a whole lot of sound to it. Let's see what we can play around with here. I want to put in a little bit of reverb. Cool, let's do that. And now we also heard a fair amount of hiss in the background. Let's see what we can do to get rid of that. Noise reduction. We were able to eliminate a fair amount of the background hiss, and we were able to add a little bit of color, a little bit of reverb to make it a bit more interesting. So far, all the recording that we've done have been in mono sound, which is recording just one track, one signal of sound. Now that one signal would be coming out of both speakers, or in your headphones, both ears. But in stereo, you can send one signal to the left ear and a slightly different signal to the right ear. I'm going to show you a quick example with our guitar recording. So in this sample, what I've done is doubled the guitar track, but moved both channels to the left. As you can see here, left and R pan, you can either pan it all the way to the left or all the way to the right. And so when you play it, it's only in the left side of the headphones. If we were to move it all the way to the right, into the right side of the headphones. Now, if we were to go dead center, actually, if we were to go one left and one right, gives us a more three-dimensional sound and a more natural way to listen. Using a multi-track audio recorder means that you can play multiple tracks, record back, record on top of them, mix, match, and put them all together, use effects, and make yourself a complete audio recording. So before I leave this completely, I just want to show you one quick little thing that we can do with multi-track editing, and that is a little bit of time shifting. And one of the best pieces to show this, I'm not even going to try and play myself, a thing called clapping music. So those are just a few of the many things that you can do with Audacity and with digital audio recording. Special thanks to the Sackville Festival of Early Music, Heritage Canada, Province of New Brunswick, Town of Sackville, the J.E.A. Craik Foundation, the Rotary Club of Sackville, Mount Allison University, and the generous donors in our community for the creation of this video. Play around with it yourself. See what you can play with, see what you want to do. There's tons of different ideas out there. My suggestion, pick it up, download it, and start playing. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about video editing and how you can get the audio and the video to talk to each other. Till then, we're clear.